is going on, guys? Welcome to Movie Hangout, a place where we talk about our favorite movies and just specific topics that we think are really cool for talking about movies. This is just kind of a hangout for us here at eNsKy Productions to just talk and kind of get our thoughts out. And today we're going to be discussing, obviously, the Obi Wan Kenobi solo film that was just announced. Finally, we finally got this shit. Everyone was speculating that this was going to happen when they announced the Han Solo film. And now it's officially happening. But I am your host, Jack Duffy. I am joined by Ricky Jacobson. How are you, Rick? He's spitting.
Good,
he's got a fat lip in, you know. He's a redneck. You gotta just bear with him, all right? And I'm also joined by Christopher Link. How are you, my good friend?
Yeah, dude. Pretty good.
Pretty good, pretty good. All right. Now, we are all Star Wars fans here. That's why Willis isn't here. That's why you only see 3 of us on the screen right now. Willis is not a huge Star Wars fan, doesn't know too much about it. But I figured we would just talk about it because, personally, I've been waiting for this for a very long time. Right when they announced Han Solo's film, like kind of the origin story for Han Solo, which personally I never got into. I didn't think this should have been a film. I thought it was unnecessary, but some people were really invested into it, which is fine. But I immediately thought, right when they announced it, I'm like, yes, we have to do an Obi-Wan Kenobi film, only because Ewan McGregor is the right age. He played him in the prequels. I don't care what you say about the prequels. He was the best part of the prequels. Like, can we all agree that him playing Obi-Wan was the best part of the prequels?
Yeah, for the most part, yeah.
He was the strongest character in the whole prequel, and I'm not a huge prequel guy. I don't like the prequels. I like the original trilogy a little bit more.
I love all of them.
I do. I love all of them only because, and I when I first saw the prequels, I wasn't a huge fan. But then as I started to rewatch them, like with the original trilogy as well, like watching the prequels and then watching the original trilogy, I'm like, all right, the story fits though, you know? Some of the acting's kind of shitty, some of the script is kind of shitty, but it still fits though. Like, this is a really good story, and Anakin's fall is my favorite story of all time out of any movie out there. Darth Vader's rise and Anakin's fall. So, first, I want to get your thoughts. Are you excited for this Obi-Wan film, Rick? Or do you think this is a good move for Disney to make right now? How come?
Yes,
what are your thoughts?
100%. I mean, because, you know, they've been making prequels, and, you know, they turned out pretty decent, you know? Like, I mean, some people aren't a big fan of them, like you, because, you know, you love the originals. I mean, who doesn't love the originals? Like, you cannot not love the originals. But I feel like with Obi-Wan being such a big character in the originals, if they have the right Obi-Wan, the one that everybody wants, and they direct it correctly and the screenplay is good, it's going to be an amazing film, 100%.
Yeah, for sure. Chris, what do you think?
Oh, yeah, I'm really excited for it. I mean, I really want to see like what they do with the Han Solo one as well, because like that'll obviously give us a lot of information as like what they're gonna probably try to do with the Obi-Wan one.
Yeah, that's a good point.
But like, I feel like it's completely necessary too. Probably like, especially since they came out and said like exactly what stuff like was and wasn't canon.
Right.
So I feel like it gives them a perfect opportunity to like just kind of make their own kind of like version of whatever like they want his backstory and whatever else to be.
For sure. I mean, they also added, I don't think you guys watched, I haven't even gotten to Rebels yet, but I know part of it, the TV show, the animated TV show, which is canon, that Obi-Wan has been in that. The old Obi-Wan, he actually just fought Darth Maul, who came back apparently. But he was on there, and they're kind of pushing that, you know, Obi-Wan's in this, so now they're saying, it was kind of hinting toward this could possibly be an Obi-Wan film. And then you hear Ewan McGregor's voice in Rey's Force vision in Star Wars Force Awakens. It's like, okay, well, you know, Obi-Wan's back here, like, is he a Force ghost in episode 8 now? Does that mean he's going to be back? Is that how they lead into an Obi-Wan movie where Ewan McGregor reprises his role in The Last Jedi that's coming out in December this year? You know, do we see that? And that kind of leads into who is going to be Obi-Wan in this film. Thoughts? I mean, what do you guys think about that? You know, could that be the possible route that they take?
I mean, yeah. I mean, honestly, because like obviously, if they were gonna have a different character play Obi-Wan, they wouldn't have his voice in his
That's
vision.
true,
You
yeah.
know what I'm saying? So I feel like because they did that, they like hinted, you know, like they leaked who's gonna be Obi-Wan.
For sure.
But like they haven't like really confirmed it, but everybody's hoping it's gonna be him, and I
mean,
really
I
hope
don't
it's
think
gonna be him.
I don't think you can do it without him. I really don't. I think
You
it's just
can't.
everything is aligning so perfectly for, I mean, an Obi-Wan film. You have Ewan McGregor, who has aged a little bit, but he's also at the height of his career. He was just in a very big Disney movie in the live-action Beauty and the Beast. He was Lumiere. You know, that was a huge thing. And he's already said that he wants to do it. He was at the Disney, the biggest, I forget what it's called. Why can't I think of the name? But it was at the convention. I forget what it was called. But he was there. He was talking about, you know, Obi-Wan and if he wants to be come back.
Comic-Con?
No, it's the
Is that what
Disney
you're talking
one.
about, or-
It's the. It was actually the Star Wars event. I can't think of the name. I know it and I should know it, but I can't think of it right now. But it's just like everything is just aligning so perfectly for Obi-Wan and Ewan McGregor to play Obi-Wan again. And the other thing that I wanted to mention was, what if, you know, this was kind of a theory. Everyone's speculating who Rey's parentage is in Episode 8. You know, everyone's been thrown out. Luke is the father. You know, Han Solo and Leia were the parents. You know, there's been so many different rumors floating around. And Obi-Wan is part of that. He has been a name that has been thrown in there saying he's the grandfather, that Obi-Wan had a daughter on Tatooine, or had a son on Tatooine, and then they had Rey. Could that be it? You know, as we heard Ewan McGregor's voice in Rey's Force vision, could that also be the way that they are aligning things to kind of keep Obi-Wan in the actual trilogy that goes on, the episodes of Star Wars? What do you guys think about that? Could Rey's family ties be Obi-Wan? Could she be a Kenobi? What do you guys think about that?
That's entirely possible.
Yeah. I mean, it really is, because she, you know how they said like she's like the last Jedi. And honestly, like Luke, you know, you had Luke as the Jedi, as like, you know, they say that Luke was one of the last Jedis,
Mm-hmm.
but now that she's come about, it can bring speculation that Obi-Wan had a kid and she could be it.
Well, I don't think Obi-Wan could be the father. I think he would have to be grandfather. Only because if you think about it, they're speculating that Luke is the father and Luke's an old man.
Yeah, but who...
Obi-Wan would be really fucking old. You know what I mean? I mean, think
Yeah,
about
but
it this
who
way.
would-
Think
who would have
about it
been
this
the
way.
mother, though?
Whoever Obi-Wan had as a kid. Like, Obi-Wan could have had someone, like a child, on Tatooine while he was watching over Luke.
Maybe, yeah.
How
'Cause-
old is Rey in 7?
I don't know, to be honest. I don't
I
think
feel
they
like
ever
she would
really...
be like 20.
But the way that I thought about it was, think of Anakin, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's the father of Luke. And look how old Luke is in episode
Luke
7.
is an old ass man.
Right. You know,
Yeah.
and Obi-Wan
It could even be like a great grandfather.
Obi-Wan was older than Anakin. So just to put that in kind of retrospect of how that couldn't be the father figure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
'cause
also-
Obi-Wan was like, what, like 20 something, 30
Yeah.
when
around
he
that.
like met Anakin.
And he was supposed to be
on
like
his own
50s on Tatooine in A New Hope.
Yeah.
So, which, by the way, 50s for that, he looked like he was 82. Like, holy
Yeah, I was
shit.
gonna say he
Yeah.
looked really old. in the
But
movie.
the script says he's supposed to be in his 50s, or George Lucas has said he was supposed to be in his 50s. So, if you think
Yeah.
about it, Ewan McGregor could easily pull that off as a 50-year-old man on Tatooine. Easily. So you could find that medium ground where, what if it's a story about him finding out that Darth Vader is still alive? That how he found out that Darth Vader was Anakin Skywalker. You know, because people were speculating that he didn't know, you know, like he had to find out sometime, because in A New Hope he mentions it that he knew Darth Vader, who he was when he was fighting him. You know, Darth Vader says to him, "Now I'm the master." Clearly that's a hint to, hey, you already know who I am. We're fighting again. So like maybe not cut off my legs this time. I don't know. Just
maybe yeah.
So I like what that leads me into my next question for this Obi-Wan film. What's the storyline? You know, what do you guys think would be a good storyline for an Obi-Wan standalone film? Like, who could be the villain? Who could be, you know, will we see a young Luke in this? You know, will we see him watching over him on Tatooine? Like, what do you guys think of that? So Rick, I'll start with you. What are your thoughts?
I mean, I feel like, yeah, we could see a young Luke. Like, I feel like this film will be mostly based on Tatooine, but I don't know, to be honest. Like, I don't know, because like it's hard to say one thing and then it be another thing, you know?
Yeah.
Like, because I don't want to say something and then it end up being false. So
I mean, we're speculating. We're just
we have like literally no
right
information.
Now. We don't even know that Ewan McGregor is gonna be Obi-Wan. You know, we don't even have the character or the actor that's gonna play him.
But so, I feel like the film is gonna be based like in Tatooine and like Obi-Wan's story of like how he was watching over Luke and things like that. I feel like that's what the storyline may or may not be.
Rick, you've seen the movie Logan, correct?
Yes.
Could we see something similar to that? You know, how that kind of style where he's
100%,
an older man, more gritty, more dark. Because I mean, you think about this.
Just watching over the younger one.
You think about this. Obi-Wan has seen some fucking shit. Like, think about this.
100%.
He was born into a religion, the Jedi, that has been always so good and so great, and that no one will ever defeat us. We are the good in this universe. If you actually think about it, his whole family, basically, the Jedi Order and everything that happened in Order 66 was wiped out. If you think about that for a second, that's like his whole life. It just completely erased. And the reason it was erased was because it was by his best friend. Like, he's seen some shit. And that could be a really, really good story. You know, a very, very tortured by the past Obi-Wan trying to figure out where he needs to be, where he needs to go from here. How does he get past all of that? You know, I think that would be a really cool concept. Chris, what are your thoughts on that? What are your thoughts on
I mean, I was actually thinking like something about like his earlier life, to be honest.
Like an Origins kind of story?
Yeah,
like
either like about like his
Qui-Gon?
early life, or like him with like Qui-Gon before the first one.
So that could also lead into, you know, that could be a possibility for not having Ewan McGregor be Obi-Wan. That's the really only time I see that working, would be like an origin story.
That's why I was kind of like, I don't know, like, because they did say like Ewan.
I think we lost Chris. Did we lose Chris? I think we lost Chris.
Yeah, someone's mic just stopped working. Hello?
No, Chris's webcam froze. I think he lost power or something. Hello?
Yeah, something was going on.
Yeah, your webcam froze.
Who, mine?
No, Chris's webcam froze.
Mine did?
Yeah.
Yeah, it did.
For me, it did. You'll see. You'll see it in the recording. It did. But you're good now. Continue.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, we don't really know like exactly what the time period is, and like they could even have like multiple actors for Obi-Wan as well throughout the whole movie. Like if it's supposed to be like a span throughout his entire life.
So kind of like the beginning of with Anakin, where he was a kid and then went into his older.
Yeah, I mean, it just depends what they want to do with the movie.
Yeah, because
like I feel like once the Han Solo movie comes out, we'll definitely get like a better feeling of what the.
Could we see like? Could we see but the other thing is like, could we have too many origin stories? You know what I mean? Could we see like because a Han Solo film is supposed to be an origin story. That's what they're building around.
Is that what it is? Okay.
Yeah. It's a young Han Solo film.
Yeah,
So could we see
that's
too
right.
many of those? You know, that's definitely a good option, though. I think that would be a really cool option. But is it too much too soon? Like, to develop a character that we've already known throughout the series?
It depends on the character, to be honest. Like, it depends on how important that character is, and like, it's not like they're gonna really do. Like, I couldn't see them doing an Origins kind of thing for someone like what's his name, Finn, or like maybe Rey, but like someone as iconic as Han Solo or Obi-Wan.
That's why I felt like Han Solo's film. Harrison Ford's just he is Han Solo. Like every time you see anyone that isn't Harrison Ford playing Han Solo, it's like, is that right? I feel like this isn't right. Like it's weird.
100%.
So they're gonna have to have like someone else for the Han Solo solo film.
Yeah, I mean that's fine, and I get that, but for Obi-Wan, for me at least, and I like your opinion, Chris, and I'm not saying you're wrong because we have literally no information at all. But for me, I think Obi-Wan's story has been told. If you think about it, his whole life has been in the Jedi Order. He's the only one that really connects, other than Darth Vader and the Emperor, to the prequels. You know, him, Yoda, Emperor Palpatine, and Darth Vader. Those are the only 4 people that really connect from the from the prequels. And we don't really need an Emperor Palpatine solo film. He's a dick. We get it. Like we've seen him way too much, to be honest, in the prequels. Darth Vader we don't really need because we already saw it. We already saw the standalone film. The whole episode is built around the Skywalker family, and it started with Anakin. We don't need that. Yoda, I don't think you need Yoda's solo film. He's a mystery. He's always been a mystery. It would be way too long. You have way too much to choose from with Yoda. Obi-Wan, though, we got a little bit of what he's about, but I think the Logan kind of style, and if you've never seen Logan, it's a very gritty, very, he's an old, very beat-up, tortured soul is what he is. And it's a Wolverine movie, if you guys don't know what Logan is. But if you have seen it, go check it out. It's a really good movie. But he is mentoring, kind of, Rick. Would you say he's mentoring in Logan? I don't know.
Yeah.
Mentoring, and he's not really mentoring. He's more of just kind of watching over, I guess would be the best way to put it. He does help a little bit here and there, but he's not like a full-blown trainer like Yoda would be to Luke. So I think that would be a really cool thing with Obi-Wan, because Obi-Wan was never really a trainer for Luke until later, only for a while in A New Hope. You know, he wasn't really a trainer at all. He just told him about the Force, talked about his father a little bit, but obviously didn't mention him by name because he was a dick from a certain point of view. But getting into the villain, if it is that kind of on Tatooine, watching over Luke, is there a chance they throw Darth Vader in there just to bring people in? Like they did with Rogue One.
Possibly, yeah. I mean,
because Darth Vader's a selling point, you know, that brings in viewers.
100%.
Darth Vader, you know, but is it too much Vader? You know, is it too much? And
you can't have too much Vader.
I'm always for more Vader. I'm always for.
Like I feel like it was Rogue One when he made that like little appearance in it, like
the appearance.
No, Rogue.
Everyone that talks about Rogue
One was amazing.
That made the movie.
I feel like if you...
It was amazing.
Exactly. I feel like if you tell someone about Rogue One and they haven't seen it, all you have to mention is, Darth Vader made a little scene in it. They're going to go watch it 100%.
Bro, like that scene, though, Chris, you and I saw it together, correct? It was you and a few other people that we went with to see Rogue One. Yeah. And the movie was good, but when that scene came, it went from good to amazing. Like this whole scene, and it was only like a 15-second scene where he just fucks people up. If you haven't seen it, go check. You guys can just YouTube Darth Vader Rogue One scene, and it will pop up. And it gives you chills when you see that red lightsaber light up in that dark.
I'm getting fucking goosebumps.
I know, I love Darth Vader's my dude. I love Darth Vader. But I would love to see a Darth Vader villain. I think that would be really cool because it would also tie into kind of that tortured soul kind of mentality that I was going for with, this is a man that betrayed you and killed all of your friends. You want to fuck him up. Like, come on. You're kind of, you know, but you're conflicted because it's like, this is your brother. Like, this was Anakin. Like, you trained this man. And he was kind of a dick. Killed younglings, whatever, you know. But I think Darth Vader will be a good villain. I think we're going to wrap up with this, though.
Yeah.
Do we see, and I think we mentioned this a little bit earlier, but I want your final answer. Do we see a Force Ghost from Ewan McGregor in Star Wars Episode 8, The Last Jedi, this December? Do we see it?
Yeah.
I want to say yes, yeah.
I would get chills, just like you said with Darth Vader. I would actually get chills to see Obi-Wan make a return, and maybe even Yoda. I think Yoda would be a cool one to add in there too. But that's it, guys. Oh, you know what? I forgot to mention this. Do we see Liam Neeson reprise his role as Qui-Gon Jinn in the Obi-Wan standalone film if we do the Tatooine thing? Because if you remember, Rick's watching the Darth Vader scene. I can see it in his glasses.
I am not watching the Darth Vader scene.
Yes,
yeah,
he is.
I see the red.
Yeah, I saw the red lightsaber swinging. I was like, oh shit.
Fucking good, dude.
Seriously, if you haven't watched it, go watch it on YouTube. It's everywhere. It's amazing. You don't even have to watch the full Rogue One movie. Just go watch it. But if you remember in Revenge of the Sith, Yoda's at the end says to Obi-Wan, I can teach you the ways to communicate with Qui-Gon Jinn on your solace on Tatooine. If you remember that near the end when he's on the ship and they're talking, could we see Liam Neeson reprise his role as Qui-Gon Jinn and come back as a Force Ghost in the Obi-Wan movie? How cool would that fucking be?
Yeah.
I mean, that'd be dope if he could. Like, if he could, you know, like, who wouldn't want to see that? But I mean,
he was also at the Star Wars convention that was here. Liam Neeson made an appearance as well. So.
Oh yeah, possibly.
And also Hayden Christensen made an appearance as well, which was his first one since Revenge of the Sith came out in 2005. Do we see an Anakin Force Ghost? Oh.
That would be.
Shit.
How would that work?
Well, I mean, think about what if my speculation. We're wrapping up right now after this last thing because it's a good one. If you guys saw the trailer for The Last Jedi, have you guys seen it? I'm sure you have.
I saw it. I don't remember it though.
Okay, but there's a scene near the end of the trailer where Luke looks to someone in a cave. Many people speculate it's Rey, and turns and says, "It's time for the Jedi to end."
Mm-hmm.
My thought is, what if he's talking to his father's Force Ghost? What if he's talking to him and Obi-Wan, who are in there? Because at the end of Return of the Jedi, Anakin joins the Force Ghost. So that's a possibility that he has the ability to do it. Could we see Hayden Christensen come back as the Force Ghost of Darth Vader or Anakin Skywalker?
Yeah, we could.
How fucking dope would that be? Like,
that would be
holy
insane.
shit. Holy fucking shit. Anyway,
That
we're
would
nerding
be-
out. We're nerding out. We're getting
Sorry.
we're getting way into this. We're gonna wrap up this week's movie hangout. Really fun talks with these guys. We love Star Wars, man. Star Wars is my shit. I bought the whole
Star
fucking
Wars is
Blu-ray
love. Star Wars
collection.
is
You're making me want to go watch it like right now.
For real,
I know,
I
right?
was
I
literally
know.
about to ask you, yo, you want to buy me Star Wars though?
No, dude, I spent like $90 on that collection, man. It's fucking
Exactly.
awesome.
So do you want to buy me Star?
No, man. No. I don't know. It might have come with a digital copy, though, to be honest. I'll have to check.
I mean, you
If
can just
so,
send
I
the
can-
digital copies my way.
Yeah.
You know, I will.
But I do own all the Star Wars because I'm a fucking nerd. I got Kylo Ren staring on me on my wall right now. That's going to wrap up this week, though. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys have any ideas, what do you guys think? What are you thinking for the Obi-Wan movie? Do you see Ewan McGregor coming back as Obi-Wan Kenobi in The Last
Yes.
Jedi? And do you want to see Obi-Wan kind of that Logan style, kind of conflicted? Do you want that, or do you want Chris's thought, where it's an origin story of Obi-Wan Kenobi? Leave it in the comment section below. We will see you guys next week. Thank you guys so much for watching. Chris, Rick, any other last words that you want to throw in there?
I ain't got nothing, man. Let's just pray for the best that they do this good, and we'll all be happy.
Darth Vader
Yeah,
rocks. We're out.
exactly.
Peace.